What a powerful story. What a hard period of struggle and pain. It almost sounds like the first 150 days in the 101% podcast.
They are so weak that everything needs to change. So they go into isolation, extremely painful process. And it all is a choice. Do they choose to be reborn?
That's just a bullshit mindset that we learn when people start growing up. And that's something society is pushing to people. So I decide I'm gonna change. And then the power of decision is so powerful. I think it's 101% bullshit. I hate the jantelov.
Yeah.
I don't like it. It want to push people down. Welcome everyone. What if I told you that the very thing standing in your way might be the key to your success? Obstacles are often seen as a roadblocks, as things to avoid. But obstacles can shape us, refine our purpose, and build our resilience. Today we're going to look at how the challenges we face are not just interruption to our path, but the path itself.
Because it is all about perspective. We all face challenges in life. That can, for example, be financial problems, health issues, heartbreaks, losing your job. It can be all sorts of challenges. But how you overcome them is creating you to be the person that you are.
And life throws obstacles at us at all the time. Reflect upon your life the last 6 months. What challenges have you had? How did you overcome them?
The thing is that you choose how to overcome them. An obstacle is, as mentioned, a challenge, and you can choose it to be a hindrance in your way, or you can choose to be a hurdler, to run and sprint and jump over it, because it is a part of your way. So how well will you handle it?
You don't choose what challenges come at you, but you choose how to respond to them. And this is all about perspective. You can choose to think of discomfort as growth, problems as challenges, rejection as redirection, darkness as it reversal, light, failure as lesson, fear as teachers, and pain as power.
And speaking of that pain can be power, I want to share a story with you about eagles. Because at 40 years old, the eagle faces a life or death choice. Its talons have grown too long and curled. They can no longer grasp prey. Its beak becomes too bent. It can't tear food. Its chest and wing feathers are too heavy. They make flying nearly impossible. Now, the eagle only has two options: to die or to endure a long and painful transformation. It retreats to its mountaintop nest. There, it begins the brutal process of rebirth. It smashes its beak against a rock until it breaks off. Then it waits. Slowly, painfully, a new beak grows. With that beak, it pulls out its old talons one by one. And once those regrow, the eagle uses them to rip out the heavy feathers from its chest and wings. 150 days of struggle. 150 days of pain, isolation, and silence. But when the process is over, it soars again. Reborn, stronger, free. And it lives on for another 30 years. Sometimes, to truly live, we must change. Change often comes with fear, discomfort, and even heartbreak. But clinging to what no longer serves us, old habits, toxic patterns, outdated beliefs, weigh us down. Only when we release the burden of the past can we rise into the future. The pain of transformation is real, but so is the power of rebirth.
What a powerful story. What a hard period of struggle and pain.
Mm-hmm.
It almost sounds like the first 150 days in the 101% podcast.
That is true, but it is an extremely powerful story. And the eagle is a very powerful bird, perhaps one of the most powerful. And it is so majestic how it flies, the way it is on the top of the hierarchy in a way. But at one point, they are so weak that everything needs to change. So they go into isolation, extremely painful process. And it all is a choice. Do they choose to be reborn and live for another 30 years? They can almost double their life by doing this, by making this choice. But what do you think about, Joakim, when I say that pain is power?
I think in pain, we are most powerful. Because you need a change and you have desire to do something better. I know that in the rock bottom lies an incredible force of resilience, of challenge, of power, and of stories. And speak about the rock bottom, yeah. I just think about my own rock bottom. I remember the 3rd July 2013 was the last time I drank. I drank all the way from Thailand to Norway. And that was the last time I drank. And I remember my life was miserable. I was so alcoholic. I drank all the time and didn't have contact with my feelings. I was a bad person and have a lot of credit card debt and not so good relationships to people, to my friend and family, and like this. Yeah, so it was a lot of pain. Yeah, I was in a very bad place, and I decided myself, yeah, the 1st August that I gonna change my life now. And a little bit after that, I started in rehab, and that was, of course, a big key to. That's the most important. I have to work on myself and became sober. Now I have almost been sober for 12 years. Decided myself, yeah, 1st August, I gonna change myself. Now I gonna take my daughter back to Norway. I gonna became a very good father for she. Gonna become a good friend, good son, and good human being, good brother. Yeah, and I gonna work on myself, and I work so hard, get rid of the debit card debt, and I have a goal. I gonna buy me a apartment in the future. I did that. I gonna be stronger, faster, better shape, more healthy than ever, and I did all of those things because it was so much pain to be in that bad life. So I decide I gonna change, and the power of decision is so powerful. So I just write down all the thing. I make a plan, and I went for it. Work hard. So this pain give me super fuel and motivation because it was so much pain, and I say, okay, I don't want to live like this anymore. I gonna change. So I think about everyone that you not need to wait for the rock bottom as I did. You can, for example, in your job, if you not like your job and it's miserable, you can use that to pain, to power, so you have motivation to get it out. If you overweight and you feel miserable, for example, you can use that pain to push yourself and work to get rid of that pain. So pain can be powerful if you use it in the right way. A big motivator.
Extremely powerful to hear, and something that I took with me from this story is the power of decision is very powerful, because you are my brother and you have been one of my closest friends for as long as I can remember. We've always had this very special relationship. We were very close and personal, and I adored you for so many good reasons. But when it came to a certain point, I kind of felt like I lost you to the alcohol, because you weren't you. You, as the funny, charismatic, strong alpha male that was reliable, I could always trust you. At a certain point, I couldn't anymore because of the force of the alcohol. And one of the things I remember is that you were not reliable. You didn't stand your word. You didn't keep your word to us. And I remember that it was easier for you to keep drinking than to deal with my tears or someone's feelings, you know? And that wasn't because you didn't care. It was because alcohol is a very powerful force and it ruined you. But what I wanted to ask you is, how did you then make that decision? Because it was easier for you to keep drinking, even though you ruined things around you. It was easy to just keep on going because you didn't feel so much. So how did you go home drunk? You had been drunk for weeks at that point. I was visiting you in Thailand together with my sister at the end. You sat on that flight, you were drunk all the way back home, the 30th of July, and then you kind of wake up the 1st of August, probably very hungover, in withdrawal. What made you able to do it, to change, to then deal with all of the things, the pressure, the hard process of changing? Because that is the definition of an obstacle, all of the things you had to face from that point on.
Yeah. Oh, I had enough. I have to up with the white flag. Okay, I give up. I give up. Oh, it was a very bad life, and I wanted to give my daughter a much better life, and I want to become a great and good person again. Yeah, because I see myself, and it was a very bad life, and I didn't have it good inside my mind, and it was enough. So it was time for a big change. And I want to be a good person for my daughter, my family, and myself, and everyone around me. So I just decide myself, okay, now it's enough.
I love it. It is extremely powerful to hear. And as you mentioned earlier, in rock bottom lies an incredible force of power of change. And it is all about the perspectives. You can choose to think about rock bottom as the bottom and things are going to an end, but it is not. It is all about what you choose. So you can also choose your rock bottom to be the turning point, because that's what it's very often is, and that's what it's meant for. Things, no matter how bad they are, they can always turn. And speaking of this, speaking of perspectives and that you choose, let me tell you something. And listen closely now. Laziness kills ambition.
But ambitions kills laziness.
Anger kills wisdom.
But wisdoms kills anger.
Fear kills dreams.
But dreams kills fear.
Jealousy kills peace.
Yet peace kills jealousy.
Doubt kills confidence.
But confidence kills doubt.
So let these words enlighten you, and let these words guide you.
What do you choose? Laziness or ambition? For me personally, I choose ambition every day. Because I know laziness wouldn't take me any places. Because when I was an alcoholic, I often choose laziness. Just the easy way to not do nothing, yeah. And that didn't take me anything. But when I change my mindset, turn around my mindset, and okay, I pull out my ambition. I want to get a great life. I want this and this. Life start to become much better.
And the thing is, if you just go in 101 miles per hour, you don't really reflect upon where you're going, what path you're on, what turn to take to go to another path. You just go. Then where do you really expect your route to end? It might actually end in hell. And the thing is, if you don't make good decisions, you lose control over where you're going. So reflect upon this. And as we're talking about, it is a circle. Laziness kills ambition, and ambition kills laziness. So you choose. You wake up every single day with tremendous amounts of opportunities. You choose. Do you choose ambition? Go for it. So, to all of our listeners, do you choose to see the obstacles as your end point of this journey? Or do you choose to be a hurdler and jump right over it? Because the obstacle is not in your way. The obstacle is your way.
And go straight through it, jump over it, let a helping hand from a friend guide you past it, but don't let it stop you. And think about when the babies are starting to learn to walk. They are fall a lot, but they do not think, oh, this is not for me. They just stand up and try again and again. But and if they're gonna think about, oh, this is not for me, that's just a bullshit mindset that we learn when people start growing up. And that's something society is pushing to people. That this is nothing for you and you cannot do this. What do you think about that, Annika?
I completely agree. I couldn't agree more, because that is a great metaphor, actually, to kind of explain to us that a baby has so much ambitions naturally, without even thinking so much about it. Naturally, a baby wants to start to learn how to walk, to feed themselves, to bike, all of these kind of things. And they have the confidence to, after they fall, to stand up and try again and again and again and again and again, over and over again. And society, as you say, kind of push this illusion on us that this mindset isn't something we can have. Because if we would have it, we would all be very successful in life when it comes to business, personal development, finances, relationships, mastering all areas of our lives. Because I think that there is a force out there that are kind of preventing the majority of people to reach their full potential, because this force is working against us. And in Scandinavia, there is this thing called the Jante law. And it is kind of just something that I don't even know when I heard about it the first time, but I was very young. It was in preschool or in elementary school. So it kind of just tells you that you're not special. Don't think that you're better than us. Don't think you're smarter than us. And of course, this law is written by someone, and people say that we don't follow it. But I think that what is written in this law is actually something that is interpreted in us from we're very young. You're not supposed to think that you are so good. You're not supposed to think that you are better. These kind of things, it is very dangerous that it gets indoctrinated in people. And what do you think about these kind of rules, Joakim?
I think it's 101% bullshit. I hate the Jantelov.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't like it. It want to push people down. Of course, you have to think, okay, I am special, I am smart, I gonna be better and better every day. And that's so important, because you have to feed your mind with great self-talk so you become more confident. And of course, if you think you're so smart and you will do better, you can still be a good person. So this jantelov is one of the biggest bullshit I ever hear.
Yes.
What do you think?
I completely agree. And we have to work against it. We have to teach our children that you are special. You can be whatever you want. And especially after they grow older, they become youths, they become adults. They need your support at least as much as they have always done, and our friends and our neighbors and our spouse and everything. We need to support each other because the force of the Jantelaw is always there, whispering in our ears. So we have to create a support system where we work against it. And that is also why we created our community in the 101% community. So please just reach out to us however you can, and we will invite you into that group because it is extremely important to share for each other, to surround yourself with people that share for you, that want you to succeed, to whisper good things in your ear, because sometimes we doubt, and then we need other people to remind us that you can kill doubt, and you have to kill doubt if you want to reach your goals.
And I can guarantee you that is not a fraction of jantelov inside our community.
Yes, 101% true. And that is the rule. That is the rule. That's why we don't invite people into it. You have to ask to be invited because you have to accept the rule. To share for others and to support others and participate in other people's success.
And it's all about how you look at things and what you tell yourself.
That is so true. And that's why we created the community. And also, you can choose what you tell yourself. And if you struggle with this, what I did was that I listened a lot to motivational videos on YouTube. A lot. When I was fighting very often, I was in a zone of just listening to motivational videos. Because I don't know if it's just me or if this is common, but doesn't everybody just feel like they're talking straight to you? When you hear a motivational video on YouTube, I'm like, yes, that is so true. It's me that is talking to. I am all committed as a listener. And then when you hear these kind of things all day long, you interpreted it. It becomes your inner talk. And to achieve greatness, you have to tap into that mindset. You cannot go and let the Jantelaw or other people's doubts really color your vision. So you have to go into just listening to these videos. You have to seek the words that you want to hear that will help you succeed.
And a guy that absolutely didn't follow the jantelov is Michael Jordan. He is an amazing, great basketball player. He is considered to be the GOAT in the NBA and the basketball world. The best person ever lived in basketball after Joakim and Annika. And he had missed over 9,000 shots. And he had lost almost 300 matches. And 26 times when he gonna shoot a shot that can make the match make the match as him and his team will win, and he missed. And him and fail again and again and again. And him told people that's why I'm so successful, because I failed so many times, but I never give up. So that's the recipe to success. Yeah, you have to fail a lot to be successful. And you either win or you learn. And if you learn a lot and many times and keep going, you will win at the end.
Don't let the opinions of others, fear of failure, or fear or missed shots be your downfall.
You determine when to quit. Never give that power to an obstacle.
So, Ask yourself, what is your way? Where are you going? What obstacles are in front of you right now? And how will you overcome them?
Most men drown in fear, while some learn how to breathe underwater. What kind of man do you choose to be? This episode was recorded the 15th of May 2025. In the show note, you will find the link to our homepage, the 101percentpodcast.com, where you can subscribe to our free weekly newsletter, donate to our podcast, and all the information about subscription you need. Take care of yourself, face your obstacle, and give it your best. If you like this episode, please share it with a friend. It is important for us to get out our message so we can help as many people as possible. And we will highly appreciate it if you could take 1 minute of your time to follow us on social media and review the show on Apple Podcast and Spotify. All links are below. Our Instagram is the 101% podcast. Until next time, take care and go 101% into achieving your goals. You owe it to yourself.